Oh, they're hitting trifectas all over the place. Long rebound. Shane can't handle it. Anderson keeps it alive. Inside the hill. Stripped away. Knocked away nicely. Big time play by Anderson again. Inside the hill. Gets it to Badmus. Lays it in. Coming up on the halfway mark of this fourth period. Glasgow by 3. They're packing it in. Johnson. He finally missed one. He threw that one from out in the parking lot. We got a block and foul against Glasgow. Litton at the line for 2. That's the 4th foul on Eric Solis. He makes the first. He can get English back within 1. And he does. He's on the verge of a 30-point night. 51-50 with a lot of time left. Underneath, Rucker missed a shot. They got what they wanted. He tried the wraparound. Hill turns around and throws it in. English 6-0 run. Back and forth we go. Every time it looks like somebody's going to run away. No good. Badmus with the rebound. Three minutes and counting. Saying no good. Badmus with the rebound. Out to Linton. Glasgow back in that zone. Stolen away. Swatted away, but they call goaltending. Great hustle. Hill went up and whacked it away, and they call goaltending. Glasgow by 1. Stolen away. Solis, no good. English will take a timeout. 2 minutes straight up. Left in the ball game. Glasgow by 1. Talk about ebb and flow. Every time it looks like somebody's going to run away and hide, the other team goes on a little bit of a run. Glasgow had their biggest lead of 5, 51-46. English went on a 6-0 run. They're hoping they can end the fourth period like they did the first 3. 7-0 the first, 5-0 the second, 8-0 the third. But in between, Classical kept hanging around with 3-point bombs. Nine trifectas. Five of them by Johnson, 3 of them by Edwin Solis. Hill took a very tough shot, wound up on the hardwood. So every possession now extremely important. Classical looking for a good shot. Shortening the game up, leading by a point. Swatted away by Linton. It slides away. Backcourt violation. They knocked it into the backcourt. And when Classical picked it up, there was a turnover. English now looking for a point. Edwards down the lane, it won't go, but he got fouled. He'll be at the line for 2. Going down though, if English gets the lead, they've got 2 fouls to waste. If they get the lead, they can foul Classical without putting them at the line. Big free throws here by Javante Edwards. We're dead even with under a minute left. Fans are getting their money's worth here. Another big free throw coming up. No good. Classical wants a timeout. We're dead even. English has outscored Classical 6-3 from the foul line. Classical got all their free throws in the first half. We're dead even with 54 seconds left. Classical has the basketball. Johnson had 3 points at halftime. He now has 20. 9 in the third, 8 in the fourth. 5 trifectas. He's got 5. Edwin Solis has got 3. Eric Solis has got 1. 10 3-point baskets against 4 for English, and Linton has all 4. So English has to dig deep here on defense. Classical looking to score to get the lead. English can foul twice and not put Classical at the line. That's a big plus for the Bulldogs. I don't know if they're aware of that. Barboza for Classical will put it in play with Johnson, both Solises, and Anderson. English staying in that 1-2-2 zone. Johnson hanging outside. Everybody standing up. So we have to do the same. Johnson had it blocked. Barbosa gets his first basket. It could be a three-point play. No, you're going to sit down. You're going to sit down. And Barbosa commits a foul. Badness with two big free throws. Makes the first. Shot clock is off. Makes them both. .24 seconds left. English has two fouls that they can waste. Back and forth we go. Barbosa made the play of his life, rebounding a miss, laying it in. I don't know if English is aware. They can virtually foul Classical twice, let them run the clock out, maybe look for overtime. We hope you can see because everybody is standing up right in front of our camera. Classical has the basketball. Let's see what English does. And let's see what Classical does. English staying in that 1-2-2 zone. Johnson's going to run it down, try to take the last shot. If they do that, English can foul. They're just letting him stay out there. No good. 1.2 seconds left. English should be fouling. We get a timeout. They're going to have to catch and shoot, but English could foul and run the clock out, and Classical wouldn't get a shot off. They have a foul to waste. Right down to the wire. Dead even at 55. I don't know if they called a foul on that play. I thought they just called out of bounds. And they did. I thought English only had 4 fouls. They got 5 up there now. They can still foul and not let Classical get a shot off. English now looking for overtime here at Kavanaugh Fieldhouse. Classical can win it or send it to overtime. English is now hoping for overtime. Badmus trying to distract Eric Solis. They like to get it to either Johnson or Edwin Solis. Off the rim, no good. They got the shot they wanted. They got the shot they wanted and they missed it. So we're going to have a 4-minute overtime. We're dead even at 55. Couldn't settle it in regulation time. We're going into overtime. Well, I hope you can see because everybody is standing up. English has the first shot. Classical in that 1-2-2 zone. They went man to man when they fell behind. They tried to dump it inside. Badner saved it, and Hill just saved that. They give it to Edwards. Kisses it in. English by 2. No lead has been safe. Anderson. It looked like Anderson kicked it out. Anderson kicked it out, but they're going to give it to Classical. Rucker from way downtown hits a 3. Classical by 1. Their 11th three-point basket. Lynn throws it in. Here we go again, back and forth. Rucker took steps. They hit Rucker along the baseline, but he took steps trying to get the shot off. English by a point, 2:30 and counting left in overtime. Edwards trying to take the shot. Solis tipped it away. Hill turned it over. That's why they don't like the big guys to handle the basketball away from the basket. Out to Solis. Off the rim, no good. Badmus with another rebound. Under 2 minutes. English leading by a point. Off the rim, no good. Hill collects. Linton for 3. Hits it! Classical turns it over, and English calls a timeout. Lynn hit that big three and then the touchdown pass, and Classville got it right back. And with 1:33 left, English leads by 2. A jam-packed crowd here at Kavanaugh Fieldhouse, and everybody's getting their money's worth. Obviously, every possession now extremely important. Glasgow staying in that 1-2-2 zone. Around the rim and out. Badmus get hit on the floor. He's going to get 2. I don't think English still doesn't realize they have a foul to waste. They can foul and not put Classical at the line. Missed the first. So if he makes this one, it's still a 1-possession game, but it would be a 3-point possession. Around the rim and out. English calling timeout. Great play by Hill to pick the ball up laying on the floor, and he called the timeout. Actually, it was Linton in the backcourt. Anderson was trying to get time. I don't know if that's English's last timeout, but they have the basketball back, leading by 2 with 1:17 left in overtime. The game of the season so far, obviously. No lead has been safe. Both teams have answered back. Every time somebody shoots, somebody catches and takes it back. 11 3-point baskets by Glasgow. Five by English, and they're all by Linton, who has 32 points. Has 34 points. He's got half their points. Hill couldn't hit it. He got a layup and he laid it up short. Glasgow coming back. No good. They threw it away, and they're calling it off Glasgow. And I'm still shocked that English doesn't know they have a foul to waste. They go deep again. They were lucky to get that pass off. This is a big stop for Glasgow. They strip it away. The ball goes to the floor. Jump ball. It's English's basketball. 34 seconds left. English by 2. Back and forth we go. A 3 by Rucker here in the overtime. A 3 by Linton. But Linton and Edwards added baskets to offset Johnson's basket. And it's 62-60 with 34 seconds left on the game clock. So English can run 30 seconds off the clock. And if they know, they can see that they got a foul to waste. So here we go. Now it's not English's basketball. I was looking at Coach Anderson. He was signaling that the arrow was favored, but it doesn't. Classical has the basketball with 34 ticks left. And again, I hate to sound like a broken record, but English has a foul to waste. Classical has a full 30 seconds. It goes to the floor. English takes it away. And they foul Linton. He'll get 2 at the line with 15 seconds left. Linton will get 2 at the line. He's got 6 in the overtime. Classical wants a timeout. He makes this one, the game's over. Classical would need 2 possessions with 15 seconds left. And again, I hate to sound like a broken record, but I'm shocked that they haven't fouled Classical. They let Johnson take a shot that could have won the game at the buzzer in regulation, and they had a foul to waste, and they still have a foul to waste. Classical with 11 three-point baskets, Johnson with 5 of them. The crowd, as you can tell, have been on their feet since about the 3-minute mark of the 4th period. We've wound it down to 15 seconds left. English by 3. Linton will have 1 more free throw. He can ice it right here. And if he does, Classical will lose for the 3rd straight time. And English will guarantee a split between the 2 intercity rivals. Classical won their first 6. Classical only had 4 players on the court. Their 1 possession right now, it would be a 3. Missed the shot. Classical has a pulse. They need a 3-point basket. Johnson walking it up. 5 seconds left. Off the rim, no good. He held it, and English is going to win it. Johnson held it for the last shot. Took a shot that would have been worth about 5. Hit the front rim. Eric Solis wound up with the rebound, but didn't have enough time to put it back. They ran the clock all the way down. And English is going to get a very hard-earned win. It's going to be a very tough loss for the Rams. They'll lose for the 3rd straight time, and English will get the edge in the intercity rivalry. For Classical, Rucker had 5. Barboza got that big basket that tied it. Anderson had 2. Pluff had 4. Edwin Solis had 13. Eric Solis had 12. And Jalen Johnson had 22. Johnson had 5 3-point baskets and a conventional 3-point play. For English, they only had 5 people score. Badmus had 8. Singh hit a big 3-point basket. Javonte Edwards had 7. Hill and Edwards played great off the backboards. Hill chipped in with 10. And Linton, 35 points for Alonzo Linton. 5 trifectas. he was trying to match Classical with three-point shooting. There were runs all over the place. English had the biggest lead, 17-8, way back in the second period. Classical had a lead of 5, 51-47. It was tied at 55 at the end of regulation. Linton scored 6 in regulation. Classical wound up with 5. 8-5, English outscores them in the overtime. And English will pick up their 10th win to go 10-1, well on their way to qualifying for the state tournament. Classical will lose a very tough ball game. They lose for the third straight time after going 6-0. They now lose and they go to 6-3. And you can't get a better game than this, right down to the wire. The last three-point shot hit the front rim, or we would be going into double overtime. English holds on. They stop all the comebacks. And they had, as I mentioned before, whoever had the ball last, English had the last little run of 8-5 in overtime. And that was the difference as they win it 63-60 over Classical. If you didn't like this one, then you just don't like basketball. A great Northeastern Conference game. A big win for English. As I mentioned, they get a leg up on the intercity rivalry. A tough loss for Classical. They lose for the third straight time. Classical goes to 6-3. English goes to 10-1. English 63, Classical 60. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm Don Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.